On January, Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader of North Korea, celebrated his 39th birthday. But with no public appearances and activities surrounding his birthday, many are wondering how the reclusive dictator spent this special day. So what did Kim Jong-un do for his birthday? Let's find out. When he was just 9 years old, his father made him the director of the North Korean Skiing Association. This gave Kim Jong-un control over the ski resort in its lucrative casino, which reportedly brought in millions of dollars a year. He gained the trust of top generals by attending military events and honoring fallen soldiers. He was extremely obese, weighing 272 pounds in 2009. If he were to have a heart attack, it would destabilize the entire country. So his father put him on a strict diet and exercise regimen. On July 2012, these projects aimed to promote tourism and foreign investment in North Korea. Under his leadership, North Korea also conducted several nuclear tests and missile launches in defiance of international sanctions and condemnation. Does he indulge in luxurious feasts, exchange gifts with world leaders, or hold lavish parties? As the supreme leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un is revered as a godlike figure by the country's population. In North Korea, family is an important concept, and Kim Jong-un is known to be particularly close to his younger sister, Kim Yo-jong. In between his duties as supreme leader, he is known to enjoy playing basketball and watching movies, particularly those featuring his late father, Kim Jong-il. Despite his love for entertainment, Kim Jong-un does not indulge in luxuries such as alcohol and cigarettes. Instead, he prefers to maintain a clean and sober lifestyle, which he believes helps him to focus on his responsibilities despite her relatively young age. Kim Yo-jong holds a significant position in North Korean politics and is seen as a potential successor to her brother. The secretive nature of the North Korean regime means that even basic information about its leader is closely guarded and only released when the government deems it necessary. We may never know how Kim Jong-un spent his birthday, but we can be sure that it was a solemn occasion filled with loyalty, obedience, and family. The supreme leader of North Korea is a fascinating yet enigmatic figure whose personal life remains shrouded in mystery. While we may not know much about his hobbies and interests outside of politics, we can appreciate the glimpses into his life that rare photographs and defective testimonies provide. From his love for sports and entertainment to his dedication to his family, Kim Jong-un is a complex individual whose personality and character continue to intrigue the world. The supreme leader of North Korea is a fascinating yet enigmatic figure whose personal life remains shrouded in mystery. And if you want to watch more interesting videos about Kim Jong-un, click the link in the description. While we may not know much about his hobbies and interests outside of politics, we can appreciate the glimpses into his life that rare photographs and defective testimonies provide. From his love for sports and entertainment to his dedication to his family, Kim Jong-un is a complex individual whose personality and character continue to intrigue the world. She is known for her intelligence and charm and is often by her brother at side during important events. So how did Kim Jong-un spend his 39th birthday this year? He paid his respects to the casket bearing the body of South Korea's former president and offered condolences to his family. It was a rare public appearance for Kim Jong-un, who rarely attends events outside of North Korea. The attendance at the funeral was a gesture of respect from the North Korean government and an opportunity for Kim Jong-un to demonstrate his leadership on the international stage. Well, the answer is not much is known about how he spent this special day. There were no reports of any grand celebrations or public appearances. That's typical for Kim Jong-un. He hates publicity and prefers to keep a low profile. Additionally, Kim Jong-un has a son named Kim Ru-wei, who was born in 2019. Although little is known about the young prince, he is likely to play a significant role in North Korean politics in the future. His birthday, January, is a national holiday known as the Day of the Shining Star. On this day, North Koreans are expected to show their unwavering devotion to their leader, and the government organizes mass rallies, parades, and banquets in his honor. State media often carries special editions on his life and achievements, painting a picture of a brilliant and benevolent leader. Or maybe he keeps it low-key with a quiet dinner among his close family. Unfortunately, due to the highly secretive nature of North Korean affairs, information about Kim Jong-un's birthday celebrations is scarce and often contradictory. What we know about his personal life is tightly controlled by the government, and only bits and pieces of information occasionally surface through state-run media or defectors' testimonies. These actions raise tensions on the Korean peninsula and heightened concerns about the North's nuclear program. Kim Jong-un's regime has also been accused of widespread human rights abuses, including torture, arbitrary detention, forced labor, and these abuses have been carried out by the North Korean government and military forces against the country's own citizens. He presided over his first meeting of the Central Military Commission as the Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army. He has maintained a close relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin, who have provided him with diplomatic support and economic assistance. While the future of North Korea remains uncertain, one thing is clear: that Kim Jong-un's leadership will continue to shape the country's trajectory, both domestically and internationally. He inspected the honor guard of the Supreme Command and rode in a limousine for the first time. At the meeting, he stated, "I will inherit the revolutionary cause of Jaki and Songan under the guidance of the party, thoroughly safeguard the sovereignty of the nation and the dignity of the nation and the safety of the nation, and bring the country's development to a higher stage." By 2010, he managed to lose over 60 pounds. However, his weight loss was mostly due to fasting rather than exercise and dieting. According to the Daily NK, a North Korea-focused news website, Kim Jong-un hadn't eaten anything for 18 days prior to his father's death. During this time, he lost 44 pounds. Meanwhile, he also cultivated ties with influential party officials. He appointed his trusted aides to key positions and rewarded them handsomely. For example, he promoted a low-ranking official named John Yong Nam to become the head of the propaganda and agitation department, a powerful position responsible for promoting the cult of personality surrounding the supreme leader. He was also given a personal jet, a Swiss bank account, and several men. Moreover, his father bought a Swiss chalet worth $8 million near the French border, where Kim Jong-un would often stay. With Kim Jong-un being the only legal heir, he succeeded his father and became the third supreme leader of North Korea. As expected, he paid tribute to his father at the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun. Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un personally operated the velvet rope to display his father's glass case. At the funeral, he broke down in tears and told mourners that he would take care of the people of North Korea, who were his father's greatest legacy. Despite his show of grief, rumors abounded that Kim Jong-un was behind his father's mysterious death. Some believe that Kim Jong-un poisoned his father to take power. However, these claims have no evidence to support them. According to a former guard, one of Kim Jong-un's uncles once gifted him a pet tiger. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Do unforget to subscribe and like the video so that you do unmiss any updates about him. Kim Jong-il had 3 sons, but he wanted only one of them to succeed him. Kim Jong-nam, the eldest son, was the product of Kim Jong-il's relationship with a waitress. He was unconsidered suitable to become the supreme leader because he didn't share the same bloodline as Kim Il-sung, the second son. Kim Jong-ko was considered too feminine to be a ruthless dictator. This left Kim Jong-un, the youngest son and the only child of Kim Jong-il and his wife Ko Young, here as the sole heir apparent. However, despite being named the heir, Kim Jong-un still had to work hard to prove himself. Kim Jong-un, Supreme Leader of North Korea, was born on January 1982 or 1983 in Pyongyang, North Korea. He was born at the birthplace of his grandfather, Kim Il-sung, who founded North Korea as a communist state. His birth date is a state holiday in North Korea known as the Day of the Shining Star. It is celebrated with fireworks and a 21-gun salute, and people are encouraged to express their devotion to him. But Kim Jong-un doesn't celebrate his birthday in such a grandiose manner. In fact, he hates it when people make a fuss over his birthday. But why? Well, You'll find out later in this video, so stick around. As the third son of Kim Jong-il and the grandson of North Korea's founder, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-un had access to most of North Korea's power and wealth. Even though Kim Jong-un had an opulent upbringing, he wasn't doted upon by his father. According to Victor de Nova, author of The Secret Revolution, Inside North Korea's Next Generation, Kim Jong-un started working at a very young age to gain influence and power in the military and the government. In addition to gaining power, Kim Jong-un also had to shed off some weight. On December 17, 2011, Kim Jong-il died of a heart attack, possibly due to stress and exhaustion. In April 2012, after the official mourning period ended, Kim Jong-un assumed the role of General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, making him the country's first secretary since 1992. During his leadership, Kim Jong-un oversaw the construction of several high-profile projects, including the Masa Ski Resort in the Kaesong tourist region. Despite the international condemnation and sanctions, Kim Jong-un continues to consolidate his power and pursue his goals for North Korea. It is natural to wonder how the supreme leader of one of the world's most secretive and isolated countries spends his birthday. However, based on what little we know about Kim Jong-un and his regime, we can speculate that his birthday was likely marked with a display of loyalty and obedience rather than festivities. While there may not be grand celebrations or extravagant gifts for Kim Jong-un on his birthday, he likely spends the day surrounded by his closest family members and loyal advisors. Spending time with his family is likely one of the few ways that Kim Jong-un can unwind and relax. Overall, while we may never know the exact details of how Kim Jong-un spends his birthday, we can be sure that it is a solemn occasion filled with loyalty, obedience, and family. Despite the secrecy surrounding his life, one thing is clear. Kim Jong-un's birthday is not a day for celebration, but a day for reaffirming loyalty to the regime. The last time the world saw Kim Jong-un was on December 28, 2022, when he attended the funeral of former President of the Republic of Korea, Park Chung-hee. But apart from this, nothing is known about how he spent his birthday. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video.